여러분 안녕하세요. 크라숑입니다. 정말 오랜만에 오픽 영상으로 다시 돌아오게 되었습니다. 여러분 제가 오픽 6일 컷에서 AL 받아본 거 다들 알고 계시죠? 제 첫 번째 오픽 샘플 영상을 보면 이게 도움이 정말 많이 됐다라는 댓글들을 많이 달아주셨는데요. 진짜 감사하다는 말씀 드리고 싶습니다. 저는 오픽을 보면서 가장 불안했던 점은 특히나 독학으로 연습을 하다 보니까 내가 지금 말하는 게 맞는 건가? 싶은 생각이 정말 많이 들더라고요. 이제 오픽의 계절이니까요. 여러분들을 위해서 다시 한번 오픽 AL 샘플 영상을 준비해봤습니다. 저는 교환학생이나 유학, 어학연수 경험도 없는 학생이고 영어 학원에서 문법 같은 걸 체계적으로 배워본 학생도 아니에요. 그래서 정말 쉬운 영어로 오픽에 대해 답을 하는 학생이고 그럼에도 불구하고 막 엄청 전문 영어라든지 전문 구문 같은 걸 쓰지 않고도 오픽 AL을 간단하게 받을 수 있었습니다. 그래서 여러분들께 쉬운 단어로, 쉬운 문장 구조로 답변해도 오픽 AL 받을 수 있는 방법, 꿀팁까지 이 샘플 영상 하나에 정말 올인원 컴팩트하게 담아봤으니까요. 여러분들 영상 꼭 끝까지 시청해주시고 많은 꿀팁 받아가셔서 오픽 원하는 점수 딱 받으시길 바랍니다. 그럼 시작해볼까요?
실전 연습입니다. 각 문항은 리플레이를 포함해 2번씩 들려드립니다. 한 문항의 녹음 시간은 90초입니다. 이제 곧 본격적으로 시험을 시작합니다. 준비되셨나요? 이제 시작합니다.
1. Tell me about yourself.
Hello Ava, good morning. Is it good afternoon? Anyway, I would like to say it's such a pleasure to meet you and well, to let me introduce about myself. But first, my name is blah blah blah. My name is blah 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 and I'm Korean, currently studying in university in Korea. I'm living in Seoul and I'm 21 years old. Well, what else can I say about myself? I'm living with 4 families. My dad, my mom, my little sister, my little brother, and me. Well, what else? Okay, so let me talk about my hobby. I really do love drawing, writing things. So that is the reason why my YouTube channel nickname is Crashio, which is rooted from creation. I think this is all I can say about myself. Pleasure to meet you, and I hope we have a good conversation today. Thank you.
2. Discuss the city where you live. Explain what the city that you live in is like. What are the people like there? Describe the buildings in your city. Provide many details to explain your city.
Okay, so I should describe my city I'm living. So, I'm currently living in Seoul. You know the city Seoul in Korea. It's the capital city of Seoul. The capital city of Korea, South Korea. Well, Seoul is a city mixed with the tradition and modern design. For example, Seoul is surrounded with big 5 mountains, but it also has a really high skyscrapers. For example, like 63 buildings or Lotte World Tower. So you can see a lot of skyscrapers, and yeah, I think that's all I can say about the buildings. About the life of people living in Seoul, I think a lot of people are living really busy in Seoul City because, as I mentioned before, Seoul is the capital city of South Korea. Therefore, a lot of people working in different jobs are living in Seoul City. So yeah, so in total, I would like to say Seoul is a city that is mixed with high skyscrapers and traditional buildings or traditional palaces. And it is a city, very lively city, that's a lot of busy people living in it.
3. What do the people in the city do on the weekends? Explain some of the special events and activities that go on in the city. Discuss the things people in the city do during the weekends.
The activities. Well, as I mentioned before, Seoul is a city with a very busy people. A lot of people living in Seoul are mainly office workers, For me, and as long as I know, I believe that a lot of people living in Seoul do a special activity such as hiking in the weekends. I saw a lot of my friends and a lot of acquaintances do hiking when in weekends, and it's a very I think that's a very popular hobby for a lot of people because Seoul is Seoul has a lot of mountains. It's where we can, which means that there is a situation, which means that we can easily go on a hiking on a weekend. So yeah, we go on a hiking. What else? I think hiking is the main one, and on a weekend, sometimes a lot of people go to just go around cafe or galleries because Seoul have a lot of beautiful cafes which we can have a very insta-worthy pictures. That's all I can say about your question.
4. Describe something that you did last weekend. Explain what you did, who you went with, and where the event took place. Provide details that explain something interesting that you did last weekend.
Last weekend. Well, since this is July, I mean, I'm in a vacation. I'm a university student, but I have nothing to do that is mandatory. So last weekend, I just went out with my friends and go to see the you know that animation. I went to see the museum that shows the history of animation, and there was one of my favorite animation called Blah Blah Blah. So I was able to go there because my friend is actually some kind of art influencer in Instagram. So she gave me 2 tickets. And she offered me to go with her. So yeah, I was really fortunate to go to see that gallery and watch a lot of artworks that contains beautiful animation scenery. So yeah, I think that's all I can say about last weekend. Nothing really special, but I went on an animation gallery to see artworks with my friends.
5. I'd like to know about the place where you live. Do you live in an apartment or a house? What does it look like? How many rooms does it have? Describe it in as much detail as possible.
About my house, actually I'm living in an apartment. That's the normal way. That's the most common way of Korean people living. So I'm living in an apartment with my family. Well, to put details about my living area, it contains 2 bathrooms because I'm living with 4 families. I mean, in total 5 family. 5 people are living in one house. So there are 2 bathrooms and 3 rooms. One is for my mother and father. One is for my little sister and me. And finally, the smallest room is for my little brother. So yeah, 2 bathrooms, 3 rooms, and there is a very huge living room that has a lot of bookshelves in it. So which is my favorite place because in a living room, I often sometimes do a small tea party with my mother and my little sister. Well, although my little brother and father don't really like it, that's a little bit girly things. No offense though. Anyway, at the living room, I do read a lot of book and do a small tea party with my sis and mother.
6. Compare the home you lived in before to the one you live in now. What are the differences between those 2 homes? Describe them in as much detail as possible.
Okay, describe in much detail. But what if I am not living in different homes? Since you asked me, actually I'm living in just one apartment. since I was born. So let me just tell you about my dormitory and my apartment. I'm currently living in dormitory with my friends, I mean school friends. So to describe difference between my apartment and dormitory, I think there are two differences. First difference is about the number of people living in it. When I was living in my family's apartment, I have to live with four families, in total five. But in dormitory, luckily I have the big room, so I'm currently living with only one friend. So in total, two people are living in one room. And second difference is I think it's about like the house chores. Yeah, the amount of house chores that I have to do. When I was in apartment, I do not really do house chores because it's for my mother and my father. But however, I'm living in dormitory now, so I have to do a lot of house chores compared to the time that I was living in an apartment.
7. Have you ever had any problems with your home? What was your problem, and how did you deal with it? How did the problem turn out? Give me as many details as possible.
Okay, about a problem. Well, you asked me about the problem that I experienced in home. So, can I just, I think I can just tell you about the problem that I have to handle while I was living in my dormitory, because dormitory is also my house, right? Well, so, yeah, the problem that I have to handle while I was living in dormitory, it was this. You know, when you're living with other person, not family, you have to handle with the type, what kind of a person you and your roommates are. The problem started with this. I'm the kind of person that think house should be very, very silent. But my friend, my roommate was kind of person that think music is her life. So it was like 12 o'clock, and on a first day on my way to dormitory, she was listening a rock heavy metal music for like 3 hours from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So at first I tried to like endure it, but it didn't work that well. So I have to fight with that friends. So, you know, how did my problem ended?
8.
So let me tell you about how my problem ended. Actually, I just tell the university. So I tried to do a conversation with my roommate, but she never understood about my type of person that think silent situation, silent place is the best. So yeah, we were so different type of people. We were so different. So I have to change my roommate, and she also agreed because she really do wanted to share her room with her bestie. Yeah, so we all agreed to separate our room and change into another room. So yeah, that's how the problem solved. Now I'm happy with my new roommates that agree with my thoughts. That room, the resting place, have to be silent.
8. Please describe one of the restaurants you visit frequently. What type of food does it serve? What do you like about it?
The type of restaurant I visit frequently? Well, recently, I think I visit the sushi restaurant very frequently because it has a really, you might think it's a little bit weird comment, but I visit there because that sushi restaurant has a really, really good design with a plate and with a title, with a fork. Every detail is so stunning, beautiful. So that is the reason why I visit there very frequently. Well, to tell more about that sushi restaurant, it has a stable price. after the Ukraine war and Russian-Ukraine war, the price of salmon that just like that increases a lot. So that was the reason why I wasn't able to visit salmon restaurant or sushi restaurant frequently, like I used to do. But this sushi restaurant has a very stable price and very reasonable price. Although the Ukraine-Russian war affects the salmon price. So yeah, I think that's the second reason why I love to go to that restaurant. These are the things that I can say about the restaurant.
9. Do you remember the first time you went the restaurant? How was the first impression of it? What made you like the restaurant? Tell me why you liked it.
Okay, first impression. First impression? Well, to be honest, first impression was not really that good because, yeah, I said about that restaurant has a very reasonable price, but the first impression was like, is this really a restaurant? Exactly this, because at the first visit, it wasn't really designed neatly and it wasn't that beautiful. It contains like blinking spotlights, blinking light bulb, and the design was a little bit antique. In other words, it looks a little bit old. But after the chef, yeah, I think the chef was changed like 1 year ago. After the chef changed and the owner of the restaurant changed, it has a lot of developments in the design and other status. Yeah, so this is the last impression. And first impression, yeah, it wasn't that good.
10. When was the last time you visited a restaurant? Where did you go? Why did you go there? Who did you go with? What did you do? Please tell me about it in detail.
You asked me a lot of questions. So where, when, who, and do what? Okay. So the restaurant that I visited recently is pasta restaurant, and I went there with my friends and my friend's family because we are keeping touch with for like 10 years, more than 10 years. So we are like just like families. So I went there with my friends and friends' family, go to pasta restaurant about 2 days ago because that was the birthday of my friends. My friend's family invited me to go to my friend's birthday party, so I went there, ate a lot of aglio olio pasta, and also gorgonzola pizza. That was really, really nice. Yeah, that's all I can say about your question.
11. There is a situation I would like you to act out. You are planning to travel abroad and would like to rent a car. Call a rental car agency and ask 3 to 4 questions about renting a car.
Hello, is this Paris Renter Car Center? Oh, it is. This is blah blah blah. I'm calling you because I reserved a 2 rent car for today. Yes. Yes, my name is blah 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 and my nationality is South Korea. Yeah, I reserved 2 cars. So how long can I take my rental car? Okay, for 3 days. Okay, I get it. So should I do a test drive or I can just do Oh, you mean there is an opportunity for me to do a test drive before like 2 days before the rent day? Okay, I get it. Oh, and one more thing. Should I pay additional fee if I rent 1 more car today? Oh, okay. Yeah. I can pay additional fee. Yeah, no problem. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Thank you.
12. I am sorry that there is a problem you need to resolve. The travel agency called and told you your trip has canceled. Call your friend, explain the situation, and offer him 2 to 3 alternatives.
Hi, Christine. Yeah, sorry to say this, but actually, our travel agency just told us that our trip to Paris is cancelled. Yeah, I know, right? Ah, yeah, we've been waiting for like 1 month. But yeah, anyway, then let's just join our vacation just by ourselves. How about going to the art library museum? My friend told me that place was really good. Oh, you don't like books? Okay, then how about just hang out to go to well, I'm not really sure. How about Hangang picnic? Okay, you don't like it because it's too hot? Yeah, I understand. It's hot summer. Okay, then how about go to see Elemental? You like movie, right? Okay, then I think I can just reserve 2 tickets for today, like 7 p.m. Yeah, because I got the coupon. Okay, see you then.
13. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever had any difficulties while planning your trip? When was it? Where did you want to go? What happened? How did you resolve the situation? Tell me about it from the beginning to the end.
Oh, well, about a planning problem. I think the biggest problem that I've experienced while planning traveling was like 2 years ago because I was planning to go on a vacation with my friends to Turkey, but we already reserved every place and every bus, every restaurant to go and every like guest house to stay. But the problem is, yeah, right before the day we go to the airport, there was a very huge earthquake on Turkey. So that was a reason why we have to cancel all the travel plans. But I think that was also lucky for me and my friends to cancel right before the day we go to the Turkey, and that was such a luck. So yeah, I think that's the problem that I have to handle while planning a travel.
14. I would like to know differences you think between dishes in your country and dishes from other countries. Are there any similarities as well? Compare dishes in as much detail as possible.
Dishes, compare dishes. Okay, let me talk about one similarity and one difference. I would like to compare England dishes and Korean dishes. I believe similarity is seafood because England and Korea both are able to access to the sea, and so therefore we both have a various seafood dishes. For example, like the famous one for England, fish and chips. It contains fish, which is seafood. For Korea, octopus dishes is really famous. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the similarity, seafood, and the difference. About the difference, I believe that the biggest difference is that about like whether the traditional dishes is famous or not. For example, a lot of people said that UK dishes are not, I mean, England dishes are not really that tasty. Um, and I slightly do agree with that opinion. And I also believe that the traditional dishes of England is not that favored by other foreign people. But however, Korean traditional dishes are kind of favored compared to England traditional dishes to foreigners. Yeah, I think that's the difference. Yeah, that's the biggest difference, I think.
15. Have you heard about an issue on water shortage and food shortage around the world? Have you ever thought about them? Tell me your opinion about these issues in detail.
Water shortage issues. Yeah, I heard a lot about water shortage issues because currently, the most global warming, and water shortage is also the result that happens because of the global warming. To explain about the water shortage problem that I heard before, I heard that because the water shortage is I heard that like in a lot of African countries there are the water shortage problem, but it's very interesting is that Korea is also a water shortage country. But however, we are not living in that kind of like starving situation compared to African countries. And I found out that the reason why, because like the reason why it has a difference between water shortage countries is based on the infrastructure. For example, Korea has a high quality of dam and high quality of infrastructure to handle with the water problem. So that is the reason why, even though Korea and a lot of African countries are both water shortage countries, but compared to African people, South Korean people are able to a little bit more freely use water. Yeah, so that was the information that I thought very interesting when it comes to water shortage. What else I can say? I think so in short, I believe the water shortage problem is definitely a result of global warming. But what I felt after learning about water shortage in a little more deep way, I felt like we have to develop our technology a little bit more, because sometimes technological developments, sometimes this solves the problem like 50%. So that's what I thought about water shortage. That's all. 여러분, 제 답변 어떠셨나요? 일단 굉장히 버벅거리는 거 느껴지시죠? 제가 AL 영상을 어떻게 찍었냐면 5-5로 레벨 설정하는 시험 모의고사가 하나 있어서 그래서 그 영상을 참고해서 찍었는데요. 준비 진짜 하나도 없었고 그냥 나온 대로 한번 뱉어본 영상이었습니다. 이 영상 보시면서 제가 옆에 딱 써둔 꿀팁들도 여러분 많이 얻어가셨길 바랄게요. 그럼 여러분 오픽 모두 원하는 점수 딱 얻으시고 좋은 결과 있으시길 바랍니다. 앞으로 더 많은 영어 독학이나 학습 관련된 정보를 얻고 싶으시다면 구독, 좋아요 꼭 해주세요. 다음 영상에서 뵙겠습니다. 안녕!